I'm Tim. Welcome to Tim's Time. Well, as you can tell, I'm all dressed up. It's the day of our preschool graduation, our 5K graduation, and we just came from there. Always a really big celebration as we send our little 5Kers off, get them ready for first grade, and promote our 2K, our 3K, and our 4K. Miss Penny and Miss Nina and all of the helpers and workers do such a fantastic job. I'm just kind of proud to be a part of it, and I get to show up and, speak or say a couple things. Anyway, now it's home because I have a half day off, and out of this suit and off to play 18 holes of golf. Last week we began talking about spiritual instruments, being in the hands of God, being used by God for the purposes of God or the glory of God, and what all that means. And I told you we were going to spend a few weeks talking about those characteristics, but give me a minute. I lost something. I'll be right back. Here it is. I needed my 7-iron if I were going to talk about being a spiritual instrument. And I think I told you I was going to use this golf club for the next few weeks. Characteristic number 1 is what I just demonstrated, and that is availability. If I had left this 7-iron, if I had allowed it to remain lost, sure enough, I would need it in probably about 2 hours, and I wouldn't be able to use it. So if it's going to be my instrument, and it's going to be in my hands for my purposes, the first thing it has to be is available. The first thing you have to be in your Heavenly Father's hands and be an instrument for the Lord is to be available. And listen, if you've ever been on the golf course when a golfer lost his 7-iron or his wedge, I met a really famous Christian comedian one time while I was navigating backwards, searching, looking for a pitching wedge that I had left by a green somewhere down at the beach. And lo and behold, he was getting out of his cart. He was speaking at a conference down at the beach. And so we had a chat for it. But when golfers lose their equipment, they stop what they're doing, if at all possible, and they start looking for it, because you're going to need it, and you're going to want it, and you're going to want it to be part of the game. That's availability. You can't really be used by God to the fullest benefit of what He has for His glory and for you if you're not available to Him. Jesus consistently said that. Verse after verse after verse, story after story, parable after parable after parable. We're finishing up our Who's Your One emphasis this coming Sunday, and we're closing out with the parables from Luke chapter 15, the lost sheep, the lost coin, the lost son. When something's lost, God stops. He notices. The shepherd looks for the sheep. The woman looks and searches for the coin. The Father looks and waits for the Son. Availability. And so the first question you have to ask if you're going to maximize your potential for the Lord is, are you available to Him? I mean, do you really know Him? Now, this isn't a message, and so this isn't the big presentation of the gospel, but this is where the big presentation of the gospel would come. He is looking for you if you don't know Him. He longs for you. He came to seek and to save that which is out of place or that which is lost. And all of those parables talk about the joy that comes in heaven when someone or something that was lost is found. And so how about it? Let's start with availability, and let's make sure that we're there in a relationship with the Lord. All right, well, I've been holding it. I have the fever. It's time to go. Have a great week. God bless.